Hi and welcome to tonight's show. You're all with Tom, Brian and Steve on NRL from the Sidelines, and hope you have enjoyed the last few weeks of the show. Let's get into it. Tom, how are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks.
Good. I'm not sure we should be talking to Brian today because I think he's in a bad mood.
He's always in a bad mood. At least for half of the season anyway.
Yeah, and you're...
I'm here, Steve.
Sorry, talking about you, not to you.
Yeah, look,
no tie.
No tie, yes. I get in trouble when I wear a tie. One of our viewers out there actually got in touch with me and said, Brian, that were the same clothes you wore to work. Really? Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. Yes, I did come straight from work to here.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. That's something you should probably put on Facebook so we all know about that sort of thing.
What about our new backdrop?
Yeah, I need to make comment on this new backdrop. For those out there, we have a Souths jersey now. Steve, do you want to say something about that?
Well, this is the Souths jersey that was used when Souths played Manly in the 70 grand final, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
When
really
Manly,
clean.
well, I've cleaned it up. When Manly broke John Sattler's jaw,
Yep.
and it became famous for that.
All of Manly broke his jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They lined up.
Stacks
Let me tell you,
up.
they lined up. I
Yep.
was going to name names,
Yep.
and it's the half rabbit because
Yes.
it's symbolic.
Fair.
It's a very important jersey.
Very well.
Why is it a half rabbit?
Because
Because that's how it was torn off John Sattler's jersey.
Oh, okay.
when they broke his jaw,
Okay.
they also hit him in the chest and tried to rip him apart.
Right. Okay.
Hey,
now,
listen,
Tom,
I'll tell you what, he would have got 2 years for that sort of elbow
please,
today.
Tom, what about your jersey?
Well, okay. Well, this is a 2013
Yeah, we're not
commemorative Premier's jersey. That's all I'm going to say.
And mine. Now, Tom said, Brian, what's the go? What's with your jersey? That's not a jersey. Now, this is a replica of the 1947 jersey. I actually picked this jersey out of my jerseys because, Steve, we do have history.
You've got some.
And Tom didn't even recognise it because he's got no idea. Let's continue
from Melbourne.
but that's from the days when you're actually the Seagulls, not the Sea Eagles.
No, we were always the Sea Eagles.
No, you stayed out as the Seagulls.
Don't. Only a South supporter would say that.
True.
It's not very classy, the Seagulls.
That's right. It's always been the Sea Eagles.
No, it's not.
Anyway.
But I'll...
Yeah.
Can we talk about...
And a lot of land's always been Brookvale.
It always will be Brookvale.
Okay, let's get into the show, gentlemen. I can't get over just how bad it is to try and tip lately.
Oh, I don't know.
Although Tom
Hey.
made a point on Facebook the other day
Yes.
that everyone who follows the Facebook page would know that he got a perfect round.
But
So I thought I'd mention that now so we don't have to mention
get
it.
it out of the way.
Can I also
Let me
say-
say that I've been crap before this, and I'm probably going to be the same next week.
Okay.
But you got to take it when you can,
See,
and I got to
take
take
it
it
all.
around.
See, I've been slowly building. I only got the first game wrong and an unfortunate game later on that we that we won't talk about.
But mind you, I do think you got more than I did because I only got 4.
Yeah.
5. I got 5. I think you
I
got
had
6.
some nervous
six,
moments
yes.
in that last game, I tell you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't think Parramatta ever really looked like they were going to win. But let's get
No.
into it.
Yes.
So round 5 has thrown up again a whole bunch of other upsets that
No
that
upsets at
we're
all,
gonna talk
according
about.
to Tom.
Just I picked some roughies, and they came through.
You picked a lot of roughies.
I don't think
Yeah.
you picked any roughies.
Oh, yeah,
So-
we'll get to that.
Well, anyway, let's
Yeah.
get into it.
Well, look, the first game was the Raiders versus the Dogs down in Canberra.
Yeah.
And I went with the Dogs. I thought that Ricky Stewart's comments on his team being soft would probably do more harm than good.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised that the Raiders won. They were on fire, and they would have probably beaten just about any team in the comp the way
Well,
they
they won
played.
26-10, so they didn't just win; they won convincingly.
Yeah, and they would have, and like I said, they would have probably beaten any team in the comp the way they played. They were fantastic.
That's a long draw.
No, their defense.
They were good though.
Their defense was hurtful.
Yeah, if you did so well, you're right. Ricky Stewart probably laid into him through the week. Now that you've had that win, do you bring Aiden Caesar back, and do you bring 5'8"?
Caesar
Yeah,
played.
Caesar
Caesar was
played.
exceptional.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Blake Austin, yeah, you
Blake
do,
Austin.
because Sam Williams was taken off with a knee injury, so he won't be playing.
No.
So Austin will probably come in.
But you dropped those players for a reason. I just wonder if he's going to bring someone else in.
I don't know. I think that he'll bring Blake Austin back, but geez, their defense was hurtful.
Well,
It really was the
There was
forwards
talk
that did it.
last week about Caesar being sold to
The Dogs.
Yeah, and so it was the dog. It was Caesar or Austin, and it's pretty clear now.
Yeah.
He had a terrific kicking game, Caesar.
Oh,
Exceptional
I know.
kicking game.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's pinpoint.
Yeah,
It was really good.
He's a Queenslander too.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
All right, let's move on to Southern Cross Group Stadium, where the Cronulla Sharks played the Sydney Roosters, and the Roosters ended up winning 28-10. Tom, I'm going to give you 2 minutes.
But I don't have to go first, honestly.
No, but I want you to.
No, you
Okay,
do,
right.
because we don't care.
Look, I think just about
It's all right,
everything.
Tom, I care.
Start
Every-
the timer. Now.
Just about everything
Start the
that was-
timer now.
Just about everything that was good about the Roosters' play featured at some point in time in that game. There was fantastic defence. They defended for 9 sets.
Yep.
Immediately they gave away a try at the end, a nice kick, and Holmes was really fast. But 9 sets in a row they defended.
Yep.
That was superb. Cronk, Keary were terrific. Tedesco showed a few signs. And probably the most significant thing was the forward pack aimed up. They made lots of metres. They bent the line. Napa was pretty good. I thought Warrior Hargraves off the bench was exceptionally good.
Tedesco probably had his best game in a Roosters jumper.
Yeah, and he's still
not.
trying to find his spot.
Yeah.
Ryan Madison, I thought I had my doubts about Ryan Madison last year, but he's bulked up. His defending is getting better, and his positional play is terrific. And what about Ferguson?
Yeah.
He just doesn't seem to have a bad game at the moment. You know, he laid off 2 tries to Ryan Madison, and he's making lots of metres every week. His errors are really low. I mean, he made a terrible one last week, but his errors are very, very low. Look, like I said, everything they've been wanting to get to happened in patches for the Roosters this week, and it was really pleasing to see.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I don't think the Sharks' attack was any good at all.
Well, I think that's what it comes down to. 28-10 sounds like a significant beating. Stats-wise, everything was the same. Same penalties, same errors, same tackles, same metres made, same post-contact
It's what
meters.
you do with the ball that
Same
matters.
distance over the salary cap.
No. The Roosters are way over.
Yeah. And look,
But it's what you did with the ball that made the difference. That was what mattered.
And I got to say, I think the Sharks' attack is struggling.
Yeah.
There is something lacking now that they don't have James Maloney. There really is something lacking with their attack. And
But Moylan
significant.
at the back's probably a good position. I think give
boy.
him some time at fullback.
I actually think they'd be really disappointed in him at the moment. I really do think they'd be disappointed.
I actually thought he was pretty good. I thought he was probably one of their best on Friday night.
It's hard to tell. Like I said, earlier in the year, the comment was made that Cronulla haven't changed their attacking style at all.
Yep.
They've just bought Moylan and said, "Here, this is the way we play."
Yep.
And I guess the great players can do that, but really, Moylan is an individual.
Yeah.
And I don't think you should be structuring the team play around what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you should be structuring
right.
not the team. This is the way we play, and you play our way.
It's interesting you say that because a couple of years after, in fact, probably even 12 months after Souths won the premiership in 2014, people were saying the same thing about Michael Maguire, that he needs to change. That the way they're playing, or the way they played in 2014, cannot be the same way they're playing because people have worked it out.
Yep.
And I think you'll find the same as with Cronulla. People now know how they're playing, and they're able to get on top of that, and it's not the same. They have to change.
So start doing something different. Let Moylan run the team for a while.
And stop whinging like Flano always does.
Okay, let's move on to Jubilee Oval, where the South Sydney Rabbitohs played St George Illawarra. Barry, a regular, let's call him someone who contributor on the Facebook page, rang me up and said, "Now I have to be balanced about this game."
I don't think you can be.
Well, I don't think I can be either. I think I'm going to have to struggle doing that. But anyway, here's my point.
Yeah, you give us your take on it.
Okay. St George are excellent. I don't think that St South ever looked like they were going to beat St George. I don't think St George's runaway try should have been allowed because I think the player was actually tackled before he was able to take the ball.
Dufty?
Dufty.
Yep.
But South dropped the ball from that, and I think the player was actually tackled. But anyway, that's another story. I got to say, I think South did well, but I don't think they ever looked like they were going to win. And I think South have to stop giving away leads and then pulling them back like they did against the Dogs, like they tried to against St George. If the game was another 5-10 minutes, I'd have no doubt South would have won. But there is something about them that they don't start playing until towards the end of the game.
I thought they were.
South have to get that.
I
out
think
of
their
the game.
structure was pretty poor. They didn't seem to. You look at the game and sometimes
South
you
or
see
St George.
South.
Yep.
You can see with some teams they've got a plan in mind and they're following that plan. And I just don't see that with the Rabbitohs. I actually was pretty pleased with the way they put in the effort they put in.
Their effort was excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah.
In the last 10 minutes, I thought that they were the better team in the last 10 minutes.
But see, that's when they started playing, and
But
you can't do that.
The other 70, St
That's
George
right.
were.
Well, but the point was, it was 16-12 at with 10 minutes or 5 minutes to go. And unfortunately, Cody Walker dropped the ball 10 metres out, which is when you're attacking. And I thought you were a real chance of scoring there.
Yes, I do.
And then the ball went down the other end and he dropped the ball again and it was virtually the end of the
Yeah.
game. That was a real shame because I tipped the Dragons and it would have ruined my perfect round.
The second time.
But I got to say, I wouldn't have been disappointed had the Rabbitohs won. In a couple of ways, I don't hate the Rabbitohs like you hate the Roosters that much. I've got a lot of time for some
What's
of
he
the
talking
some of the
about?
players.
Oh, you're a hater, Steve.
And,
No, I'm not.
No, I didn't think so.
And the other thing is, sorry Barry, but I'm looking forward to the Dragons losing at some stage.
But I tell you what, you and Barry have this loving going on at the moment on Facebook that, honestly,
Oh, look.
it's getting a little bit too much.
It's not coming
Come
from
on.
me. It ain't coming from me.
Well, I thought the Dragons were very, very good. I thought they were unlucky to have another 2 or 3 tries disallowed in the first half.
Yep.
And the score could have been anything.
could've.
But the point is, it wasn't, and South's hung in.
And that's the effort that South's put in
Yep.
to keep it to what it was. But honestly, St George are on fire at the moment. I can't see anybody, bar maybe the Warriors, beating them right now.
That's going to be a matchup.
That would be great.
Warriors and Dragons
Yep.
going to be a
It's
fantastic
going to be
matchup.
absolutely
So at this point in time, just so you know, we're into Thursday and Friday. We've had even penalties in all of the games.
Yep.
10-8 was the most lopsided. Every game's been a contest and even.
So I was hoping to talk about that later, but let's do it now. Is it because the refs have now backed off, or are players starting to learn to get back where they're supposed to be, or a combination
How
of
would
both?
you know? You don't.
I think it's a depends on the ref, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
At this point, I'm thinking the play's been clean. They've been getting off the players. They've been playing the ball cleanly. Players are back. I think it's been fantastic.
All right. Okay, let's move on to Mount Smart Stadium, the first of a double header. And for the second time this year, West Tigers against Melbourne, and West Tigers win 11-10.
I thought that was a terrific performance by the Tigers.
Well, every game they've been in has been...
Yeah, they just keep surprising me.
Yeah.
That they can keep getting up for these games. And look, Melbourne are poor. Their air rate's terrible. Brodie Croft is got first year syndrome.
Yeah.
He's really struggling. Even as much as the ball's kicked out, it bounces, and he should have caught it. And he's expecting Villavasu to bail him out, and little things like that.
So what do Melbourne do? I mean, we're not experts, but what do Melbourne do? Do they take him out, put Slater in the halves? Do they? Because honestly, they have no spark.
The other question that's been going around on this is, there's a question about whether the teams that have normally got away with these penalties are not getting away with these penalties now, and is that a factor?
And we discussed
And Melbourne
that,
would be a case in
and
point.
we discussed that last week. That
Yeah.
now they're pulling up everything, and yes, I think it is. I think it's a huge factor, because usually where Melbourne or North Queensland or someone would get the 50-50 calls, they're not getting them now.
Yep.
I think the sin binning of Cam Smith last week may have been a bit of a watershed moment in terms of saying, that was a terrible game of penalties, but a watershed moment of saying, you know what, you're not getting away with it anymore, and maybe that might be the tide turning. But look, I thought the Tigers were fantastic. Benji Marshall again had a superb game.
Yeah.
His game management just fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no complaints.
Esan Masters, I mean, they've unearthed him.
Yep.
I think he's been terrific. When he gets near the line, he's destructive.
He's been around for a while, but yeah.
Eisenhuth, Twal, they're coming into their own as forwards. They've got an exciting team.
Yep, and this isn't the team that Nathan Cleary built. It's the team that he inherited.
Yeah.
I mean,
he bought the bus.
They
just
got on.
But he brought a few of those players.
not many.
Not many.
Well, don't forget, he took over halfway through last year. He brought in Reynolds.
Yeah, who hasn't played a game yet.
No, but he also brought in Marshall. He's brought in a number of players because he had it halfway through last year.
Was Madalino already signed?
Madalino he brought in.
Who's the Kiwi guy? The big
Madalino he did bring in, yeah. But blokes like Chris, they've got a ton of money sitting in Trust Cup.
Yeah.
In Trust Cup.
Chris
McQueen is still in there. That's right.
They've got some big name players that Ivan Cleary hasn't considered.
Well, why would you? They're playing so well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the second game of that double header in Mount Smart Stadium, where the Warriors beat North Queensland 22-12. And like St George, the Warriors just keep going on and on and on, and we keep waiting for them to fall over, and they're not doing it this year.
Yeah. Well, we had a interesting comment on one of our videos during the week,
right?
From a unknown Kiwi supporter who said, "Ha ha, keep picking against us."
Is that right?
Let me
on NRL from the sideline.
No, on YouTube where we're placing our videos as well.
Right.
We have
right at the bottom of the YouTube.
Yep.
Right.
So we had some comments, and let me just tell you, you unnamed Warriors supporter, I picked them.
You said you would never do that.
I couldn't not.
Oh yeah. Cowboys away in bad form. Warriors at home after winning 4 in a row. There was no question.
Oh, there was a question.
Oh, there's no question for me.
There's always a question with the Warriors.
No, I had no question at this point in their season.
Is there? It was said that Jason Taylor's played 1 year.
Jason
Taylor, who retired years ago.
Jonathan Thurston.
Yes.
I was thinking JT. I don't know why they came around.
Yeah.
Has played 1 season too many. Yes or no?
Well, considering it was Greg Alexander made that comment.
Well, let's put it in perspective. I watched the replay of what he said on Fox. He said he is playing like a man who could have played 1 season too long. I'm saying this man could easily just pick himself up and be a world beater, but he's playing at the moment like a man who's played 1 season too long. And then the question was put to him at the press conference. Yeah. Greg Alexander says you've played a year too long. Yeah, right. It's just amazing the way they distort things. And put words in people's mouths.
We, as the media, will not do that.
And it was interesting. Green's response. Yeah. He said, "So, what do you think about that, Greenie?" And he said, "Well, I know Jonathan Thurston and how he's going to respond to that." So, and that's the danger. Is it's his last season. He can go right. I'll be playing. I'm going to train 24 hours a day now because I've got nothing to lose now. Yeah. And,
pity the full team that plays the Cowboys next week.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
All right, let's move on to McDonald Jones Stadium, where we had an absolute thriller. Newcastle Knights against the Brisbane Broncos, and Newcastle winning 15-10.
Yeah. Don't tell me you picked the Broncos.
No, I picked Newcastle.
Right.
Why?
Oh, I'm just curious. I don't know. You only picked 3 or 4 right this week.
Well, I got South wrong.
Yeah, I picked whatever team won.
Yeah, thanks, Tom.
That's the third time. That's right.
Yeah.
Keep counting.
I don't know.
So Tom, during the week you said to me, Kalen Ponga, isn't he a superstar?
Yes.
Oh, isn't he a superstar?
Isn't he a superstar?
They paid him $650 a year for 4 years or something.
For a bloke who
actually rubbing their hands together, going, "We got a bargain." I mean, obviously they'll have to extend and upgrade and whatever that is.
I know for a bloke who had only played half a dozen first grade games as an understudy,
he is a phenomenon.
19. He's like to be earning $600,000 at 19 years old.
I'd do $600,000 now. If anybody wants to pay me, I'm here.
Well, at this stage, he's a phenomenon.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, his defence is exceptional for a boy of 20. His vision with the ball is unbelievable. He's playing like a halfback or a 5'8" or like a half.
Yep.
And he can break the line and score a try himself. I mean, it's just exceptional. And he goal kicks, it's the full package. Absolutely.
He could be one of the, and it's a lot of pressure, but gee, he's heading to the top of the tree. There's not many that you'd say at 19, we're going to say, wow, they're better than him.
And what a shame, that Billy Slater, the so-called best fullback of the modern era, is going to retire.
So-called?
I was going to say of all time, but I didn't say that. So Billy Slater retires, and guess what? Kalen Ponga, the next phenomenon, takes his place in Maroons. That's great. That's great.
Anyway, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So what do we say about the Broncos?
What do we say? We say the same thing that we've said, that I've said. I'll repeat it.
Yep.
Their halves are terrible. Milford and Nikorima cannot put that team around the park.
No.
They are creating no opportunities, and I must admit, up until this week, the Broncos forwards, I'm not going to say they've been soft, but they haven't been dominant in games. They were dominant against Newcastle. They matched them metre for metre, tackle for tackle. They went hard. Still, nothing.
Well, Milford was cited this week. Last few weeks he hasn't been cited. At least he made an effort this week. But the problem was there's no cohesion.
Can I just say, we're up to round 6 in the comp, and I read an interesting stat on one of the rival NRL websites that
What?
yeah,
You
I
actually
know.
pay attention to them.
That Nicarima and Milford have no try assists this year.
Yeah.
0.
Wow.
But you
How
know
do your
what?
half and your 5'8" have no try assists?
But I tell you what, you have a look at both of those players, and they are individual players. They're not team players. They're the ones you expect to make a spark, to make the break. They're not really the ones you expect to get the ball out
To
to the
carry the
backs or
team.
anything like that.
To carry the team on
They're
their
just
back.
not.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think the problem is Brisbane have 2 players in their halves who are just individual brilliant players. They're
Yep.
not team brilliant players.
Yep. Look, perhaps it's got something to do with Brisbane's recruitment. I also read another article during the week that Corey Oates and Jack Bird were very unhappy at the Broncos. And considering Jack Bird's been there for like 2 games.
He's played 2 games, yeah.
But again, he moved to the Broncos thinking he would be a half.
Yep.
That's why he left
And I don't know why
Cronulla.
they don't give him a go, honestly.
And their halves are doing nothing, and they've got this bloke standing there around in the centre who says, I want to be a half.
Well, everybody's been talking about Milford going to fullback and putting Darius Boyd in half. Well, why don't you just put Milford in the fullback and put Jack Bird in the halves?
Yep.
And I think that's what's going to happen. You've got to have someone who can organise, and those 2 players can't.
Well, it's
organise.
only if Bennett thinks about it for himself, because he's not going to listen to anybody
Well,
else.
Corey Oates has said he wants to play in the back row.
Well,
Like,
listen,
there's just
if he
just
watches
something
this
wrong.
show, he could.
Oh, Wayne,
Tell him. Go.
Wayne, we'd like you to just take on board our suggestions. I'm saying this in all seriousness. I know that you're a premiership winning coach and probably with the greatest winning record of
Oh,
all
you'd have to be
time.
one of the best of all time.
But your halves are staffed.
And Nathan Brent said some hurtful things, and
Yes.
we don't support those. And
No.
Well, don't we?
Well,
No, we don't.
if we want
okay.
Wayne Bennett's
Actually-
assistance, then we're going to
But,
say
but,
that.
but
Actually-
I tell you what, if he takes our suggestions, I want part of the contract. Okay.
Can I just say, just on that Nathan Brown thing, why did Wayne Bennett fire shots off against Newcastle and Nathan Brown?
I don't know. I don't think we should get into
Look,
it.
Okay.
I think in the end Bennett's in a hole. His team's in a hole, and there's been all kinds of calls about is he going on too long? Should he retire? Etc. 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 Who knows?
You don't tell someone like Wayne Bennett when to retire. He's too
Well,
good.
the problem, like I said,
the results should actually tell him.
Well,
that.
like I said, the issue is the recruitment. They let Ash Taylor go, who's carving them up at the Gold Coast because they had Ben Hunt. Then an offer comes in for Ben Hunt, and they won't match the money.
But we all said that St George paid overs for Ben Hunt.
Well,
And
Yeah.
we thought at the time how wrong it was. So, all right, let's move on to Marley Brown Oval, where the Gold
Where's
Coast
that, Ryan?
Titans,
I don't care where it
it's in
is.
Gladstone.
It's
Where
a
the-
hellhole.
where the Gold Coast Titans beat the Manly Sea
Both teams
Eagles.
had to play in that hellhole.
Yeah, it's a hellhole.
Brian,
What?
you have 2 minutes.
I don't
Okay,
want
score,
2 minutes.
score.
Tell them the score, Steve.
Tell them the score, son. Okay, 32-20.
Yeah, who
Titans won 32-20. Brian,
I've got 2 minutes.
do you need it?
Oh, not really. While teams are, as you look through the games that have been completed, teams have figured out how to compete for 80 minutes. For some reason, my team hasn't yet.
No.
And, there's a lot that I could say about some, I thought, strange refereeing decisions. But in the end, when your team loses, it's the players that are out there.
Yeah.
Bad calls go both ways. I thought my team got the rough end of a few of them. It's interesting you said, crack down on the play the ball and keeping back 10 metres. I saw at least 3 times Gold Coast players just roll the ball between their legs, and I'm thinking, if that's not a penalty, what is?
Well, that's right. And that's been a penalty all the way through the season.
But the question is always, do you watch that in your own team? And
No. It is something.
We tend to watch the opposition to look for mistakes.
That is something that I've been watching. But in saying that,
You're not saying it's biased, are you?
I'm saying we're all biased.
Excuse me.
We are. We're all biased.
look, I've got nothing really. That my team was off.
Yeah.
They've been off twice really badly this year. Once when we played Souths, where for some reason they weren't in it from the first whistle.
Yeah.
Cherry Evans had some. Again, in the same as in the Souths game, Cherry Evans and Croker took some really silly last tackle options. Again, Cherry Evans kicking on 0 tackle.
Yeah.
Look, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to say why,
Yeah.
because that was.
But again, had it come off, he would have been a superstar for thinking about it. So
Yeah.
I thought that score flattered.
Oh, it did.
It flattered the Sea Eagles.
I mean, they were ahead.
Flattered the Sea Eagles.
Yeah, I think
well,
that's
let me
right.
just
I
tell
think
you that last try summed up everything that is wrong with the referees and scoring tries. Jai Arrow went over the line. 3 Manly players underneath him. The ref goes, "Oh, geez, I don't know. I've got to try," and sends it upstairs.
But I thought I saw the ball on
The ball wasn't on the ground. There were players underneath him.
But that's the point. You couldn't see the ball wasn't on there.
That's right. So why bother going upstairs?
Yeah, well, that's right. We've all said
It's
that.
either yes or no.
We all said that.
You know, I hate that. I really do.
But that's the rules we exist on.
That's right.
So you can't use
So
average
as,
excuse.
as far as saying flattering, it should have only been 6 points.
But mind you, Titans were ahead 22 to 8.
And you only kicked on because of that 90 metre intercept, and really that turned the game for about 10 minutes.
Yes.
Otherwise, it was going to be more
But
of the
let's
same.
talk
The
about
only-
Titans. I mean,
wait. The only other thing I want to say from that game is I don't know who's doing the HIA tests. Lachlan Croker took quite a big head knock.
yeah.
Comes back on 10 minutes later, and 3 play the balls later. Took the ball up and then played it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
that
remember
wasn't
you
an
giving me a
HIA.
bad, hard time last year when Burgess
That
did
wasn't
exactly
an HIA though. That wasn't to do with head. He was disorientated simply because of the way he came up with the
yeah, but the fact that he'd only been back on 3 tackles after a HIA test,
But hey,
you
look,
kind of got to go, I don't know.
But at least it's not like the Roosters who have a player come off with a shoulder injury and they put him off for a head.
Yeah,
toss.
well, we won't
And
talk
that's
about
never
that.
and that's never happened to
No,
anybody. You
just-
read too
just
much of the
your
Daily
take.
Telegraph.
Never.
You read
sorry.
too much of the Daily
I read
Telegraph.
all the
Allow me
Daily
to
Yeah,
allow
that's
me
right.
to
That
give
is
you
your problem precisely.
allow me to give you one reason why I think that something was wrong there as well.
Okay, come on, keep going.
Lachlan Croker did come off
There's
at
more
that
than
point.
2 minutes.
I know. Sorry, Lachlan Croker came off.
Yep.
Lo and behold, Jackson Hastings comes on. Jackson Hastings, who's a half 5'8". So we take off Appy Korosai, put him in 5'8", and put Jackson Hastings to hooker.
Okay.
Well, Appy will never let you down, but
No.
Well, he dropped the second pass he took, standing second receiver. So
but you would always want Appy on the field.
100%.
Tremendous player.
All right. Let's move on to the last game of the round. It was ANZ Stadium, Parramatta Eels against Panthers. Panthers winning 12-6.
Oops. I don't do that.
Now, a couple of interesting things here. I'm surprised Penrith didn't score more. And Parramatta did actually play better than they have in the last few
there's no
weeks.
doubt about that. But their attack through nothing. They were busy. They had a lot of possession, but they in the end threw nothing.
Well,
at
they had 2 tries with the line wide open where they dropped the ball.
Yeah. So and both sides had a sin binning, which was interesting was offside.
For exactly the same thing. And it was great to see the consistency.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Maloney was good again,
look, he's brilliant.
isn't he?
Honestly. His first year at every club
Yeah.
is amazing.
But his first
Sure
3
is.
weeks when Cleary was there, he was quiet.
Well, because he let Cleary have the
Well,
right.
that's right.
He
So
now
it'll be
knows
interesting to
his
see when
role.
Cleary gets back.
Yeah,
What's going to happen.
it will be. So
So it was a close game in the end, and you'd have to say if you're the year's coach, well, we're moving forward, not backward, but not very fast.
Oh, jeez.
You nothing you say about the Eels is
No.
treated objective.
No. All I'm saying is that Penrith played their worst game of the season, and Parramatta still couldn't beat them.
I don't know if that
You
was
think so?
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Penrith have been good even in their losses, and I thought they were woeful.
okay.
I actually thought Penrith were bad.
Well, that gives no credit to the Eels' defence.
Oh,
I mean,
hang on,
it's
you didn't
two
give
tries to
credit.
one.
Yeah, you
Two
didn't-
tries to one.
They were off.
You know.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that Penrith were off. I'm not discussing anything at all to do with Parramatta because
Yeah, that's
you
right.
think
Okay.
I'm biased.
Objective. That's
Well,
right.
you are biased.
You can't be
But-
objective about them.
Yes, I
Okay.
can.
You
All right.
cannot.
Can't
All
say
right,
they've
gentlemen,
got.
we're going to move on.
All right.
Okay, questions without notice.
Oh, damn it. Yeah.
I'm going to name 3 players, who have all been touted to be in Blues State of Origin team. I want you to tell me whether you think they're going to be, they should be or not.
Oh, yep.
Apasai Coruscant
Yes.
over Nathan Peets, which was interesting to see them play.
Oh,
Peets was
easily.
good. Peets was really
Easy.
good.
I would take Appy. The only bloke who I think should be there, perhaps ahead of him, is your bloke.
Really? Cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think they're the best two hookers we have at the moment.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you, but it's interesting that no one's been mentioning Cook, but they've all been mentioning Coruscant. And has the running over Nathan Peets.
Well, I would probably have Appy over Cook just because he's been consistent for the last year and a bit.
Tom?
About Appy.
Yeah.
I hadn't really thought about the hooker. I take Apasai Coruscant. I think he's terrific.
Okay. All right.
I think he's a quality player.
Blake Green?
No.
No?
Look, I think he should be in the conversation.
So do I.
Yeah,
Without doubt.
But at the moment, if you're picking him as a 6, then I think Maloney is your 6.
Absolutely.
Then again, two of them together would be all right. But
No,
I'm thinking.
I wouldn't put two of them together.
I'm thinking Keary and Maloney at this point in time.
Same.
Yeah, well, I think Kiri or Blake Green would work.
Yes.
My issue
happy with either of them.
is that I want my halves to be match winners at that level, and I don't think Blake Green. He's a director, but he's not a match winner.
Okay, all right. Ewan Aiken.
Yes.
Now.
Oh, here we go.
No.
I had him 2 years ago, and Tom's the only one who said, I picked him 2 years ago. We all did.
No.
The
That's
guy's
not
on
true.
fire.
3 years ago, we wrote our Origin team, and I put his name in, and you went, "Oh no, he'll never get in there."
Please.
Let's go find the tape.
You know what? I'm looking it up right now because I've got all my Origin teams listed here.
He is tough.
Yep.
Uncompromising, and he is built for Origin.
Yep.
Absolutely, and I saw it a few years ago.
I think the thing that's going to get him over the line is that he absolutely dominated Greg Inglis.
It didn't.
He dominated Greg Inglis.
He didn't dominate him. He got round him once.
He dominated him, Steve.
Look, I think he should be seriously considered.
Jason Clark.
Who?
No.
Jason Clark, who I like very much, but
do you?
Not in that league. Seriously.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to move on to next week's round.
Yes.
Round 6. Let's hope there are many, many more surprises and upsets.
Yes.
Especially in the first game. Thursday night, Sydney Roosters against South Sydney Rabbitohs at Allianz Stadium.
Yep.
What are you doing?
We're not going to do the ladder?
I turned off my media.
I don't know what he's
What is
doing.
he doing?
I don't know what he's
Turn off my
doing.
media. Hang on.
Oh, you're going to play a Roosters song or something?
No.
are you?
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, waiting.
Oh, down. What's going on?
I don't know what he's doing, but we didn't
No.
do the ladder.
Oh,
here
you
it is.
want to do
Here it
that?
is.
Okay.
Here it is.
Oh,
Here
Here it is.
The Roosters are hunting rabbits.
The Roosters are hunting waves.
And that comes from.
Honestly,
Oh my goodness.
honestly, is that all you've got?
We're not even up to that. I want to
Hey.
do the ladder.
I'm showing some entertainment in the show. All right.
You are the entertainment of the show. Can you do the ladder?
Do the
please?
ladder first before we
Me?
talk about that.
Me
Yep.
again. All right. Okay.
I don't like doing the ladder. 'cause
Okay. All right.
South aren't up there. So.
I don't mind. We're in the 8 still.
Do you want to do the ladder?
No, go.
All right. Okay. All right. So at the top of the ladder, again, unbeaten, Dragons and Warriors in first and second place. The Panthers have jumped up to third. The Tigers 4th. Roosters 5th. Titans in 6th position.
Boo.
The Knights in 7th position, and the Seagulls in 8th.
That's
The
right.
Storm in 9, the Rabbitohs in 10, Sharks in 11, Broncos in 12, Raiders in 13, 14 is the Cowboys, 15 the Bulldogs, and 16 the Eels. Interestingly, Broncos, Cowboys, Eels, top 4 last year.
Storm.
Oh no, actually, in Storm.
Yep.
But in the bottom 5 is last year's
No.
top 3.
I love
3
it.
of the top 4.
I love
I
it. That
think
is a
it's
brilliant
fantastic.
ladder, honestly.
It's made for a great season, isn't it?
Certainly
Absolutely.
does.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the real game.
Okay, do you want to play
Okay.
that again?
No, I don't.
Yeah, please do.
I
Please
didn't
do.
play it at all. It didn't quite
No.
work the first
Yeah,
time.
come
So
on,
let's just
play
do it
it.
one more time.
Hang on, one more time.
Yeah, okay. All right, hang on.
Wait.
Here it is. Ready?
This week, the Roosters Roosters are hunting rabbits.
Now, can I
Now,
just
you
say,
used to play. What was that thing you used to play out for me?
Super Chicken?
Super Chicken. Yeah, well, that's up there with Super Chicken now.
That's a great song.
And so's this.
He's still laughing about
I
Super
had to
Chicken.
call
isn't it?
Warner Brothers to get that specially. Okay. To get Mel Blanc to come
I
out
tell
from the
you-
grave.
Well, let me tell you, if South win, expect the unexpected, okay?
Oh
sure.
my goodness.
Sure.
All right, let's talk about the game.
Okay.
South Sydney Roosters. South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Oh, wouldn't that
mate.
be great? The South Sydney Roosters.
Mate. Gee,
Oh, premonition.
Ain't going to happen at all.
Wilson.
First
we
upset
should
of the
separate
weekend.
those two again.
I'd love it. Oh, geez.
Yeah, I know you
Um,
would. But then Manly wouldn't exist anyway.
Yes,
so.
we would.
All right, so we've got South Sydney and the Roosters. Look, I know the Rabbitohs you don't think played great, but I actually think they played with a lot of heart last week, and I think they're going to make it difficult.
I don't think they're going to make it difficult. I'm not sure we're going to win it, but
Well, it depends. If we put in the performance we did this week, then I think we should have you covered. But let's hope we don't go back to our old ways.
yeah, but you aren't inconsistent. So
No.
There's
Oh,
only
yeah.
one unbiased person at this table
Yes, okay,
when it comes
tell
to
us
this
what you
game. I think South without Sam Burgess is not a threat to the Roosters.
Well, I hope you're right.
well, that's a bold statement.
Yep.
And you and I are still going, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can be as bold as you like. But yeah, I think that you guys would have probably gotten over the Dragons at the
So
end
right.
if Sam Burgess had been playing.
Yep.
Look, I would rather have played with Sam Burgess there, honestly, because I think he epitomises the Rabbitohs.
Yep.
And it would have been good to
Yeah,
have a full strength.
he's the heart that South
Yeah,
need to
yeah,
get over the
for
top
sure.
of anyone.
Sure.
Look, I'm quite looking forward to this game. I think it'll be a good
It's
measure
always
of where
good theatre, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
It'll be a good measure of where Souths are at, and I'm going to post a few things about Book of Feuds through the week.
No.
The book of what? The book of yawns.
Feuds.
Book of Yawns, yeah, that is correct, I tell you.
Excuse me.
Look, and the other thing too is Adam Reynolds always lists for the Roosters games, and his
Mate.
kicking game is
Anyway,
always
enough. We don't care. You're picking the Roosters, he's picking the Rabbits.
And what
Who's
are you
going to
picking?
win?
The Roosters.
Okay.
Okay. Jesus, really grumpy today, isn't it?
Oh yes.
Oh,
yeah.
please. Who
Okay.
cares about the Roosters and the Rabbits?
Amy Park, Melbourne Storm, and Newcastle Knights.
Now, I
Are they
demand
not?
you two devote as much time to this game as you just did.
No, let's move on to St George and Cronulla.
No, seriously, I want to know what you guys think.
Well, I'm actually look. I have said before, and I probably will do it again. I can't back against Melbourne at home, but it's tempting. It's really tempting. I don't think Melbourne can lose 2 in a row.
They did. Can they lose 3 in a row?
I don't think they can do it again.
I would love to see the Knights put in another good showing, but I'm just not sure that the Storm can be bad enough for the Knights to beat them.
Yeah.
The Knights have shown a lot of courage and they've got a few points in them.
Yep.
I'm just not sure I can be convinced. If it was a McDonald Jones Stadium, totally different.
Yeah, I agree.
But
And that's why I say
At home, I'd be tempted to tip a very, very close.
yeah,
win
I'm
for the
going
Storm.
Melbourne. Right?
Unless Melbourne make a change to their halves, I'm going Knights.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to Wynn Stadium on Friday night as well with St George Illawarra against the Cronulla Sharks,
Derby.
I don't know.
which normally is a big game.
I don't know how the Dragons aren't even more favoured than this. The Sharks are throwing nothing in attack. The Dragons, both sides of the field, they've got Hunt and Widdop and a great forward pack and
But
outside backs that
they
run
are
like
due for a loss.
not against the Sharks. They're not.
Okay.
You say that every week, and every week you go not against.
Yeah.
I've noticed that the last 3 weeks. You're not against.
Yeah, I know. I keep waiting for them to fall over and they're not. But no,
Yeah,
look,
I don't
St
think
George
it'll
are playing
happen this
well.
week. I don't think it'll happen
No,
this
I'll be going with St George in this.
Well, there you go. 3 Dragons. So that's one game that people out there can say with certainty, near certainty.
It's always only have near certainty.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Saturday's game and the first of 3 at Mount Smart Stadium. Warriors against the Brisbane Broncos.
Why so
Should be
many
simple,
games
should
at
it?
Mount Smart? I can't go there. It's in another country.
Well, you don't support Warriors or Broncos anyway. You wouldn't go.
I'll put a triple header on here. I'd go. I went to the double header with you and watched your
This is
Yawn
not
team.
a triple header.
Oh,
No,
Steve
this
said it was.
isn't a triple.
No. You mean Super Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
3 games in
First
a
of
Saturday.
3.
Oh, right. Okay, I don't care then. Take all that comment back.
Who's going to
We
win?
can't rewind the tape.
Yeah. Shame. Warriors.
Yeah, Warriors.
I'm going the Warriors again.
Just that must be hurting you.
Well, I am going to say at one point the wheels will fall off the Warriors.
Well, and it will St George. I mean, they're not going to win every single game.
Yeah, but St George look strong, and the Warriors are renowned for falling apart.
Yeah.
So, will it be this week? I don't think so. But I don't know. They've not shown any signs of wobbles at the moment.
No. Okay, Tom.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Warriors. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steve?
Warriors for me.
Gee, that must be tough for you.
I usually go Warriors.
There you go.
1300 Smiles Stadium, North Queensland against Canterbury Bulldogs.
Well, the Canterbury have improved this year, but they've sort of stalled.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, they're going to rev up at home, and I think Thurston will be wanting to prove a point.
Well, as to Brian's point earlier, that
Pity the poor team.
who plays
Yeah.
So I'm going North Queensland that
Yeah.
one.
Only for that reason.
Yeah.
Only that it was a mighty rev up. So.
Yep.
But no, I picked the Dogs last week and they let me down. Nah, Cowboys.
Okay.
Yep.
GIO Stadium on Saturday night. Canberra Raiders against Parramatta Eels.
I need the Eels to win this
Why?
because they play Manly in round 7.
Okay.
And I'm not. I don't. And I think if they lose to the Raiders,
Yep.
they're nearly good things to win the week after. So I'm going to go. I don't know.
Go on, say it.
No, I can't. I don't
Say
want
it.
to. I know that.
Say it,
I don't want to
Brian.
pick either of them.
Say it. Don't sit on the fence. Don't be splinters.
All right.
People are switching off.
I think the Eels can win.
Thank you. And you said it very low tone, so maybe no one heard you. You want to say it again?
Nope.
Tom?
Look, the Raiders will win this one, but
Ooh.
I actually think Parramatta will improve again.
Okay.
But I don't think they're going to improve enough on the Raiders' last week form. If the Raiders bring out what they played last week,
Oh,
Yep.
please.
I don't think the Eels can get near them.
Okay. Penrith Panthers against Gold Coast Titans
Oh,
at
that's gonna be a
Panthers
good game,
Stadium
this one.
on Sunday.
Sorry, 1 second, Steve. You're going to tip?
Raiders. Penrith Panthers Gold Coast Titans?
Almost match of the round, I reckon.
Panthers.
Or our game might be match of the round.
Our game is match of the round.
Yeah. Our game. See that? Bit of unity at last.
Doesn't last long.
Panthers.
Yeah, I'm going Panthers as
Look,
well.
Aiden Caesar had an exceptional kicking game.
Yep.
Aiden Sealer doesn't play for either
What's
of
his
those
name?
teams.
What's his name? You know the bloke up there, Ash Taylor.
Yeah.
The bloke
Yeah,
up
they
there.
used to play together.
You can tell we know a lot about our football, don't we?
Don't say that. I do.
Sorry, no, we do.
And the Titans forwards were on against Manly, but I don't think the Panthers will be that bad again.
Yeah.
And it's at home, isn't it? Panther Stadium.
Yeah, it's hard to tip against Panthers at home.
I think this will be close.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to have to go to the Panthers at home, but I think it'll be close. And I could see the Titans causing an upset in this game.
Okay, let's move on to the last game of the round at Lotto Land, where Manly Sea Eagles are playing the West Tigers.
You've got to wait all weekend for this.
I know.
Oh, that's
I
terrible.
know. And it's a really, not happy.
Will you be going to Lotto Land for this one?
I want to, but I think my wife has made alternative arrangements.
She doesn't understand the football season's on?
Oh, apparently not. Look, unbeaten at home for 12 months. Tigers aren't going to do it.
That's a lot of bravado. You just puffed your chest out there.
I did.
And he's got his fingers crossed under the table and his legs and everything else.
His eyes crossed.
I don't know. Look, that's going to be... See, I personally think this is going to be match of the round.
After what the Seagulls dished up last week?
It's different.
Seriously?
It's different at Brookvale.
Seriously?
It's different at Brookvale.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'll be going to...
Yeah, I know. You'll both go to the Tigers because you're
Alright,
both
well, that-
hateful people.
You're going to go?
I'm actually leaning towards Manly.
Okay. Wow.
I didn't say I'd touch it. I said I was leaning towards it. Look, I actually think that that Manly do play a lot better at Brookvale. And with the crowd behind them, I can see them getting up.
Well, my issue with the Tigers is that I don't know if they've got a lot of points in them.
No.
And that's the honest truth. And I think they're playing great as a unit, but just don't know if they've got.
But they're strangling teams. That's the thing. And
Yeah,
they don't have to
yeah.
score many points.
It's
They're strangling. The
Pretty
teams.
hard to strangle at Brookvale. Hey, can I offer a suggestion for you guys for next week?
Next Thursday.
Is this something we should say with the camera off?
No.
Okay.
I would like to challenge you guys now.
Yeah.
The loser of the loser's team, the losing person, has to wear a scarf from the winner's team during the broadcast.
What game are you talking about?
South's Roosters.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Scared.
Yes,
No,
he is.
no,
He's
because-
very scared, isn't he?
No, not because I think we're going to lose. Just simply because, in principle, I won't do it.
Oh!
Yeah.
Harsh.
Wow,
man.
I thought that would be Steve. I thought Tom would
Yeah.
go, you know what, I'm
Good.
confident in my
So,
team.
okay, so what's your response?
Oh no, you've said that. I'm not going to.
I knew they'd both be chicken.
So, read it as we both think the same way.
No.
Yeah, exactly
You're the
same
one
way.
who said it, not me.
Yeah.
Basically, they both, if there was a team called the Chickens, they'd both be in it.
There is a team called
Let
the
me cite 2013. 2013,
13.
I said to this man, okay, so you're going to wear a jersey to support me? And he said, no, that won't be happening over my stone cold dead body.
Well, that was at a grand final with Roosters and St George.
No. Yeah, okay, but who cares? I mean, you wouldn't do it, so you wouldn't do it now.
Well, I've told Barry I wouldn't do it at the St George Roosters grand final either. So I'm biased. I'm
just
unbiased.
thinking,
The truth came out first.
Drape a scarf.
Okay. All right.
Call your colours to the wall.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll give you this.
Oh.
If you win,
They're falling
you
asleep
can
out
drape
there.
your scarf across the front. If
Whoa!
I win,
Hang on,
I can
on that
drape my
side of
scarf.
the room.
Okay, but I ain't wearing it.
Yeah, but you know I have many scarves. I could
That's
cover
okay.
the desk.
That half.
Do your best. do your worst, okay? But I ain't wearing it.
Hey, I didn't bring this up.
I
Don't
know,
get
but I'm
aggressive
just
with me.
saying.
It's
I'm not getting aggressive.
Brian's suggestion.
Chickens.
Okay, we're going to have
You
to
know,
wrap this
this
up.
didn't come up when he was playing your team.
No, I know.
No,
I didn't think of it at the time.
Very convenient.
Well,
Very
let's just wait till you two are playing and see if he brings it up again.
He won't.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Please go to our Facebook page, NRL from the Sidelines, and let us know what you think of the show.
Yes. Actually, you can go to Rock Australia Radio.
Rock Australia Radio.
You can go to YouTube, NRL from the
YouTube.
Sidelines.
Yep.
Facebook, NRL. We're giving you guys out there opportunity to contact us via any medium you'd like.
And you'll notice that we have some memorabilia behind us, which we'd like to grow. So if you have any that you want to send us, and we can have around the desk or at the back. I mean,
Actually,
you look at it. You've got cheaters. You got usually cheaters, and you got South. So anyone else, any other memorabilia that you've got, please send it to us, and we'll lay it out.
So Bradley, if you've got any Panthers jerseys you were going to burn, then just send them to us and we'll hang them up here. We're not biased, okay?
No.
Yeah, we're inclusive.
Well,
No, actually, we are. I don't want to put I don't want a Panthers jersey up.
No, we've got to be
We'll put 'em out-
inclusive.
we'll put 'em where the camera
There are
doesn't see
16
them. It won't be a
teams,
problem.
Brian. You know, believe it or not, there are 16 teams. There are 15 other teams. in your
Okay,
team.
gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up. Anything you want to end with, Brian?
Yeah, pity the dogs. Because Thurston's going to kill them.
Okay, pity the dogs. Tom?
Bring on Thursday night.
Bring
Can't
on
wait.
Thursday night.
Should be good.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for tonight. It's been fun. Hope you all enjoy watching the show out there. Please keep increasing those number of views on YouTube, and we'll do it all again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.